Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Theorem 10.1.2. The statement of the theorem is, if two angles of a triangle are congruent. Okay, we are talking about two angles of a single triangle. Here we are talking about a single triangle and the two angles which belongs to this triangle. If two angles of a triangle are congruent, then the sides opposite to these angles are also congruent. So what we have here is, we have a triangle. Let the triangle be ABC, triangle A, B and C. Okay, so we are given that two angles of the triangle are congruent. Let the two angles be B and C. Angle B is congruent to angle C. Okay, two angles are congruent, and now we have to prove that the sides which are opposite to them. Okay, opposite means the sides which are right in front of them. Opposite to B will be side AC, and the side which is opposite to angle C will be AB. Okay, opposite means the side which is in front of this angle. Okay, this is the side which is opposite to angle B, and the side opposite to angle C will be AB. The side opposite to angle B will be AC. So we are given a triangle ABC. Okay, and we are given that angle B is congruent to angle C. Okay, this is all they have given to us. If two angles of a triangle are congruent, okay, two angles of a triangle, if they are congruent, then the side opposite to them are also congruent. We have to prove that this is given, and we have to prove that the side opposite to these angles, angle B के opposite side is AC, the angle opposite to angle B is the side opposite to angle B is AC. AC will be congruent to AB. AB is the side opposite to angle C. AC is the side opposite to angle B. So we have to prove that these two sides are also equal to one another, are also congruent. The steps of construction are the steps which we need to prove our theorem. Okay, this will help us to prove our theorem. There is a single step of construction is, draw the bisector of angle A. Draw the bisector of angle A. Bisector means a line which divides angle A into two equal halves. So we are going to, this is angle A, and we are going to draw a line which divides it into two equal halves, and name the angles as angle 1 and angle 2. Okay, angle 1 and angle 2. So we have drawn the bisector of this angle. Bisector means the we have to draw a line which will divide this whole angle into two equal parts. Angle 1 is this angle. Okay, this will be angle 1 and this is going to be angle 2. They are going to be equal because we have divided angle A into two equal halves. Bisect means to divide something into two equal halves. Okay, so bisector is a line which will divide this angle A into two equal halves. It means that angle 1 will be congruent to angle 2. Okay, now the proof of the theorem. It's very simple. Statements and reasons. Now we are going to take the correspondence between angle A, B, let this point be D. Okay, So take the correspondence of ABD. Triangle ABD corresponds to triangle A, and take care that because angle B is congruent to angle C, so corresponding to B we are going to take C. Okay, ACD corresponding to A of this triangle, we have taken A of this triangle because these two angles are congruent. Okay, whenever you take the correspondence, take care that the congruent angles should be, or the congruent side should be corresponding. Okay, we have to prove that AC is congruent to AB, so AB and AC, I have taken them corresponding. Okay, so corresponding, the sides or the angles which are given as congruent should always be taken as corresponding. Okay, remember that. Okay, triangle ABD corresponds to triangle ACD. Okay, in this we have AD is congruent to AD. AD side of this triangle will be congruent to the AD side of this triangle because this is the common side. Okay, the common side of both the triangles, this side belong to both the triangles, so it will its length will obviously be equal in both the triangles because it is the common side of both the triangles. Okay, now angle B of this triangle is congruent to angle C of the other triangle. This was given to us. Okay, I am going to apply the SAA postulate that we have studied in the previous lecture. There was one non-included side. Okay, one non-included side and two angles. Angle B will be congruent to angle C. Similarly, angle 1 of this triangle will be congruent to angle 2. This is what we did in construction. Okay, these were the angle which were obtained when we drew the bisector of angle A. Angle 1 and 2 both are congruent. Okay, so this angle is congruent to angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, angle B is congruent to angle C, and this side is congruent in both the triangles. So we have taken one non-included side, we have taken these two angles. Okay, these two angles are congruent to these two angles. Okay, angle B and angle 1 of this triangle, these two angles are congruent to angle 2 and angle C of this triangle, the triangle on the right hand side. So these two angles are congruent to these two angles. Angle B was congruent to angle C because it was given to us. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because of construction. Okay, so these two angles are congruent to these two angles, and this is the side which is not the included side of these two angles. Okay, these are the angles and this is the included side, but we are not taking the included side, we are taking the non-included side. So one non-included side, AD. Okay, this is AD is the non-included side of these two as well as these two. So we are taking one non-included side, and two angles of one triangle are congruent to the non-included side and two angles of the other triangle. So this implies, according to SAA postulate, triangle ABC will be congruent to triangle ACD because of SAA postulate. Okay, so if both the triangles are congruent, then their corresponding sides are always congruent. Okay, once you have proved that the triangles are congruent, their corresponding sides and all corresponding angles will be congruent. So but we are not going to write all the angles and all the side, we don't need that, we only need this side. Okay, now let us observe this triangle. These two triangles are congruent, and corresponding to AB we have the side AC. Okay, AB and AC. So AB and AC, they are the corresponding sides of congruent triangle, so they will definitely be equal to one another. Corresponding sides of congruent triangles, and this is what we needed to prove. AB congruent to AC, this was what we needed to prove. So let me summarize the whole thing. we were given a triangle ABC and two angles were given, that angle B is congruent to angle C. We had to prove that these two sides are also congruent. For this, what we did, this was to prove, this was given, B and C were given. What we did to prove our theorem, or to bring SAA elements, one angle was given and the side was given, but we needed one more angle whose included side was not AD. Okay, so this could be only this angle. Okay, these two angles were the angles whose included side couldn't be AD. So what we did, we drew a bisector of angle A which divided this whole angle into two equal parts, angle 1 and angle 2. As it is the bisector, angle bisector, therefore angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Therefore we got these two angles congruent. Now we took the correspondence between this triangle ABD and ADC. AD was the common side of both the triangles, so this side was obviously equal to one another because this is the same length which was used for both the triangles. Okay, so we took two angles, angle 1 and angle B of this triangle were equal to angle 2 and angle C. Okay, angle B and angle 1 were equal to angle C and angle 2 because of these reasons, and one side AD. AD is not the included side. Okay, these were the two angles taken and the included side is this is the non-included side. So by SAA postulate we have proved that if one non-included side and two angles of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding angles and side of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent. This is what we studied in the statement of postulate SAA. So these two triangles are congruent because of SAA postulate. Okay, so once the triangles are congruent, all its sides are congruent, we know that AB, all its corresponding sides are congruent. AB corresponding to AB, we had AC here. Okay, corresponding to AB we took AC. This was done on purpose. Okay, so that when we get them congruent, we can say that the corresponding sides, when we get the triangles congruent, we can say that the corresponding sides, we can take these two corresponding sides as congruent, and this is what we needed to prove. So we have proved the theorem, and that's all for this theorem. This was all in this theorem that we had to prove.